heading into the unknown. Na, 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 na.
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you guys for anybody who is watching the premiere that should have now ended and portaled everybody to here, unless you're Ramblin', who gets a little nervous about the portals because he thinks he might end up in Chad Daybell's. It might end up in Chad Daybell's cell, which would just be problematic. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching that. I want to give you guys a little backstory on why I do some of the videos that I do. And if you guys missed it, it's up. It's 24 minutes long. It's not very long. It's just gives you all the overall of the case of Leila Cavett, who went missing on July 26th in 2020. Oh, thank you, Malicious Intent. I appreciate that. 19 months. Dang, girl. We've been friends for a long time. I'll say hi to everybody in just a second. You can go watch it real quick, Snappy Dragon. Like I said, it's not very long. But I wanted to give you guys a little backstory on why I do some of the cases that I do. So, and I don't talk about it very often, and I'm not going to talk about it very long. So I'm just going to say it. So some of you may know, and some of you may not know. If you found me for through Criminality, you wouldn't know the history. But before I was with Criminality, I was actually a co-host on another channel. And when I was on that channel, I covered a lot of cases. I researched a lot of cases. Some of those cases obviously became very close to my heart, and I am wanting to put something together that shows all the research that I had done at the time. So I have a few of them. I have one that I had done for Gannon Stout. I have one that I had done for Suzanne Morphew. I also did one for Jeffrey McDonald, which is just a case that I grew up investigating myself. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. But there's a lot of cases that I had done a lot of research on. So I wanted to put something together that was mine with my own research that I had done, and not let those cases just kind of go. I didn't want them to become non-existent because I started a different channel. So I use an editing app, and this is actually a video I had started last year, and I finally finished it now that Karen Reed was done. I finally finished it this last week, and with Summer Wells, yeah. So it's I want to do one for Summer Wells. Editing a video like that, even though it's 24 minutes, you guys think, oh, it's 24 minutes. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, those are editing videos. Anybody who actually does that and doesn't just come live like I mostly do, I mean, I give them major props, because there's so much time invested into not just the research of the case, but putting the information together. And I mean, just huge props to people who actually do their own editing. And if you guys know, like, I do most of my own research. I do most of my own, I do most of everything, on my own. I got my lovely support system with my wrenches, who will give me as much information as I possibly need and are here to support me on almost every single live. So, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it without them. Don't get me wrong. But just to know that editing that video that was only 24 minutes was probably 24 hours. That's being kind of editing. And I know I'm self-taught on it. So just like you can see, if you go watch the older ones versus the newer ones, they do get better. I know I'm not the best. That's not my forte. But it's something that I do for myself. And I share it with you guys. I appreciate you guys wanting to see it, but I just don't want the cases to just not exist anymore. So it's kind of something I do for me, because I'm like, I took a lot of my life and a lot of my time to dig and research these cases, and I just don't want them to be gone. And I don't know if that makes sense to many people, but it's kind of like I just need all of my, so I do it to put all of my stuff from my brain and from my computer into a space that can stay there forever. I hope that makes sense to people. But it's just I appreciate that I get to share it with you guys. So sometimes, like these cases, it's not necessarily a new case. Obviously, it's just something that I feel like my insights tell me like I have to do, like I need to do it. So I do it, and then I'm like, okay, I accomplished this one, and now I want to do the other one. So some of these cases are like I said, they're not like the mainstream. They're not like the huge hit. They're not going to get like the thousands and thousands of views, which is fine. I know that. But for me, it's to share something that I cared about at one point, a case that I cared about, a victim that I cared about, the survivors that I cared about, is to be able to put it together and share it with you guys. So thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to do that. It makes sense to me because I'm sad that your Summer Wells content is gone. Yeah, I know. It's hard. So I'm going to say hi to you guys, but then I want to talk more about Leila Cavett. And his trial was supposed to have started a couple of different times, and they keep postponing it. I don't know if he's going to end up taking a plea. I don't know if it's going to even end up going to trial. He, at last I knew, was still maintaining his innocence and that she left with, 2 other men in a parking lot. I mean, it's just nonsense. So hopefully we get a trial, or hopefully he just takes the plea and the family can have some closure. And that's really what it is. So, all right, let me say hi to you guys, and then we'll talk more about Leila. So, hi, Carrie. Apple TV show Blackbird touches on it. What? Wait, that was weird. Okay, well, looks like that was a weird first comment. Let me see what you actually said. A good unsolved that really no podcaster has touched is the Jessica Roach murder. I went to school with her and remember so vividly when Larry Hall was in town because his van became a boogeyman. Ooh. All right, let me write it down. I'm going to take a look at it. It's not something that I'm like, where's all my stuff? That's not a case that I'm familiar with either. What is it? Jessica Roach? So I have what I kind of have like a list of obviously the cases that I'm talking about when I say those cases. So, okay, thank you, Mal. Oh, thank you for joining, Ange and Giselle. Thank you guys for being members. He's only in prison for Jessica's kidnapping. Okay, I'll take a look into it. Malicious intent loves cases like that too. Loves is like such a weird word, but like likes to dive into those types of cases. He's suspected in dozens of murders. Great. No one can make sense of Summerwell's case. It's a nightmare circus. It's tough because I covered that case and now Sebastian's case reminds me a lot of how Summerwell's case turned out for social media. And I kind of veer away from that. So I will put like my research and stuff together for those cases. Those are cases I want to like make like a video for and put it out. Hi T, I must say one of the best channels, information-wise, discussion-wise, humor-wise, and your personality is so likable. It shines. Oh, Vernoga, that's so sweet. Thank you. Aww. Journey takes it makes sense to me because I just read that one. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Editing is hard to learn. I really like this format or prepared video and then discussion live right after. Oh, really? Okay, that's good. So it gives you like all the info. And I also feel like, when we do get a trial, we can go back and like watch it and all the information's right there in a super quick, easy, thing to do. That's kind of what I want to do for each victim of LISC, so that we have like each individual victim has their own story. Malicious Intent has done a great job of doing like live discussions on each of them. So I just want to do like a little mini pre-recorded of like each victim and then how he was arrested and kind of where it's at. And then we can also add to it if they discover other victims that are connected to him. And she says, I'm really glad to hear this, T. You were one of the very first channels that popped up in my feed, of course, after about an hour of the infamous lockdown. The infamous lockdown. It was good. It was a great breakdown. Thank you, Kyra. I appreciate it. I sub to a lot of true crime channels that do the short 15, 20-minute video. It's nice to get quick studies of cases. Yes, but there's a lot to it. So like make sure that you give major props to people who do videos like that, because it's much, much harder than just sitting here having a conversation about it. Even though sometimes my lives last like 4 or 5 hours, there's more hours invested into one of those 24-minute videos than you can ever imagine. Oh, Snappy, thank you. Thank you, Just Deb. You make it easy, T. You are an incredible creator and malicious. You guys are gonna make me cry. Stop that. Thank you, ATS. Thank you, Giselle. You've done a great job on that video. Thank you. Oh, we got shy. Thank you. Aw. I use Wondershare. It's Filmora Wondershare. I saw the McDonald one a while ago, but I don't remember, T, if you thought he was guilty or not. It's one of those hot cases that are divided. That's one thing I typically don't put in those videos is my opinion. I try to keep my opinion out of the pre-recorded ones. I think I probably sucked at that with Letitia Stout because I hate her so much. But I think Jeffrey McDonald's guilty, no doubt. Schmeed. Hi, Schmeed. It's not, if it's not people taking kids' lives away from them, they are taking their parents away from them and taking the parents' ability to see their kids grow up. But that's one thing, like with this case too, is he left Camden. I mean, something could have happened to him, but then he would have had like plausible deniability, like it wasn't my fault. You know, it's not my fault that I left him there and something happened to him. I mean, he was a little 2-year-old boy just wandering around a parking lot. So, I mean, he obviously was very lucky that somebody came and happened to find him, which I'm assuming that's what he thought. Somebody would find him and then he'd be fine. But, and not to give him any type of credit, but there's something to the fact that he didn't hurt the baby. It's a red Solo cups. All right, hold on, let me get down here because now I'm reading old comments because I was trying to catch up. You make me feel seen, T. I totally appreciate you because I have no friends where I live and you feel like a friend, and thank you. Always, Snappy, always. Well, that's how it, I mean, it sounds so cheesy, but this is kind of what happens is like, I mean, I have like my friends in real life, but like 2 of my dearest friends live in Illinois. They don't even live here. And then I have, you know, one very dear friend here, and I have friends. I mean, they're friends, I guess, but you guys become like my people because you like understand me. Some of the other, you know, my real life friends or whatever you want to call them, they're just like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I typically don't even carry on conversations much with, I'll give you guys an example. So like you know, as know, I was just on the trip with my daughter. And so there's obviously a bunch of gymnastics moms there. And, you know, I just go outside and I vape and I look at my phone, or, you know, I watch a video or try to catch up on true crime. And Karen Reed's trial was actually happening. So I was trying to catch up on that. And then I'd go in like to the bar and I'd order like, not drinks, just like food or whatever. And so I'd like just sit there and I kind of look at my phone and they're all chit chatting with each other. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And then somebody brings up like that I have a true crime channel, and they're like, oh my gosh, you have a true crime channel? And then all of a sudden I realize like here I am like an hour later still talking. I'm like, because they will talk to me about what I want to talk about, but all the other stuff that they were talking about, I didn't care. It sounds terrible. It sounds so bad. But I was like, okay, now I'm in this bar area with like all these moms and I'm talking to them because they're talking to me about true crime. So I'm like, it's really no wonder I don't have any other friends outside of you guys. But that's really what it is. It's like you guys become like my people. Like if you're not around, like I know you're not around. And if you are around, like I know you're here all the time. Like you get like that's part of like your little, it's like a little family, like our little true crime family. I'm gonna be just like you, T. Like it's like you don't talk to me about what I want to talk about. I got nothing for you. I'll just look at my phone. See what the people I want to talk to will say. That doesn't sound terrible. Okay, good. You vape? Yeah, you do 3-hour lives and never seen you vape. I suck on mine like a dummy pacifier for you guys. Well, a lot of the times I mute, or when I'm playing a video, that's when I vape. I have my vape. It's right here. Don't worry, and I got my vape juice. It's right here. I smoked for many, many, many years. I started smoking when I was very young. And so about 3-4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I switched to vaping, and it was an adjustment. But yeah, so no, I vape. I don't typically vape like on here. I don't know. I normally am doing it like when the videos and stuff are playing because I'm too busy talking. 1.5 years cig free. That's the way to do it. I'm an introvert. I weathered the pandemic like a normal Tuesday. That's like my husband. I think, you know, and I almost feel like motherhood kind of made me more introverted. Kit Kat, you're my kind of people too. And she looked at me weird. How I went to visit a real life friend yesterday and spent the whole time talking about tea and y'all and my other YouTube family. And she was like, who? I said, my YouTube friends. I know my husband's always like, what are you doing? Like, you're talking to people on the internet. And I'm like, they're my friends. And he's like, oh, God. I'm like, you don't get it. They want to talk to me about the stuff that I want to talk about. I'll bring up like cases to him, and sometimes he'll get into them, but normally he'll see something and he'll try to like tell me about it. And he's like, did you see this happen to so and so somewhere? And I'm like, yeah, I just talked about it on my live. Thanks for paying attention. Very special to it. It is like, that's right. Yeah. The real treasure was the friends we made along the way. I like the people in the chats online than the people I know in real life, grandchildren excluded. It's true. My social life never recovered after the pandemic. I just think like when I had kids, I started staying home a lot more. And the other thing, I mean, I'm 44 years old. So, I mean, I didn't have my first kid until I was 28. So I mean, like I lived, I did lots and lots of stuff. So it wasn't like I don't have like I missed out on anything, if that makes sense. Like I did stuff. So it's like, I'm good now. I'm good. I got my kid. And I mean, I actually do worry about like empty nest syndrome because I am so like, my life really does revolve around them. And then you guys, that's it. And my husband, you know, and my mom now, but you know what I mean? But like that's my family unit and then it's you guys. So I'm hoping that like we're all around come when my children leave me. So, otherwise it's just going to be me and my husband. My first kid is 30. Oh my goodness. My first kid's going to be 16. It's going to be 16. Most of my friends live in my phone, even some of my real life friends whose kids I've seen grow up on certain social media platforms. Right. It is like my two friends in Illinois. Like, I mean, their kids are grown. One of them's kids is having kids at this point, and I'm like, what? You're almost 30. It took you years to figure out what to do with yourself? Oh, shit. I make my husband go to the grocery store and video chat with me. I missed the last two and was on replay. My grandson was excited when I told him that he was mentioned on TV the other day when I was watching him instead of TV. I know, because I was talking about you. And I was like, it's okay. She's not here. Can't be too mad at her. Mandy said, I'm a single mama, so my time is spent mothering, working, true criming. And yep, I have out-of-state lifelong friends. Yep, that's mine. Two of mine are from Illinois, so it is what it is. But they're the type of friends that no matter how long I go without talking to them, as soon as I see them or as soon as I talk to them, it's like we never stop talking. I had my kids in my 30s. Now they're in their 20s. Fun, but without kid activities, I prefer introvert activities. That's where my concern lies, is what am I going to do when they're gone? I would have had more kids had I started younger, I think. I think that now, anyway. First kid is 33. When they fly the nest, you soon find other responsibilities like elderly parents or in-laws or pets. So unfortunately for me, obviously, most of you guys know my dad passed away last year. And my mom, I'm the youngest of four. So my oldest sibling is 60, almost 60. I shouldn't say that he's 60 yet. He'll get mad at me. But yeah, I'm the baby. So my parents were older when they had me, not older, but they were in their 30s. So my mom is 77 now. My dad passed away when he was 76. So yeah, I got one of those friends in the Canadas too, but it's too fucking cold there. So you need to come here. And my husband will walk in and he'll hear T or Bob or someone talk about me and snicker. He's just like, what are you doing? You got weird online friends now. That's what I'll do. I'll have to. That's all I'll have. I'll be like, leave me alone. I'm talking to my true crime friends. And I won't know how to use the internet anymore because it'll have advanced so much that I'll have to like wait for my grandkids to come over to hit the live button because I don't know where it is anymore because I'm just still stuck on StreamYard from back in 2024. That'll be my life because you guys know I fucking hate technology. And everybody's like, you should use like some other type of streaming service. And I'm like, what? I get that it's got these other cool features and things I can do when I stream, but I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. No way I'm going to try to learn all of that right now. I wasn't going out a ton before the pandemic. I'm a recovering alcoholic, so every other Saturday I would go to the club to dance. It was enough for me to get out every once in a while. I used to love going to the club. My brother, who I was just talking about, the one that's almost 60, he's, gosh, how many years sober is he now? 7? Probably maybe just 7 or just 8. I'd have to think about it, but he's a recovering alcoholic, and he did a great job. I'm very, very proud of him. So good job to you too. That's not easy. I've watched it in real life. It's not a fun experience. It's not cold in Canada right now. Yeah, it's not cold here either. So now I'm like, do I want to go there and it's fucking hot? I don't know. I should go to Canada sometime. I've never been. I don't feel 53, but having grown up kids is kind of a reality check. Well, that's kind of where I'm at too. I'm like, my brain doesn't feel 44. My body feels like 58. I'm like, I should probably do something about that, but I'm tired. So this is where we are. I'm the most introverted extrovert you'll ever meet. Snappy, that's me too. That's me. I was always an extrovert, always. And now I'm like weird and introverted, but yet still extrovert. I do it differently. Like I do it on social media because I'm like, I'm too fucking tired to go out anywhere. And I'm like, where do I even go? Where do people in their 40s go? I mean, I guess if we lived in Canton, we know where we go. But I'm like, I don't want to go out. I mean, like I go to the beach with like the kids, or I take them to the pool. But I'm like, where do I go? Where do you go when you're in your 40s? Like, I don't want to go. I'm not gonna go fucking dancing. Tired. Canada awaits you. Get up here. Same. See, that's you, me. We get it. The internet did. It made being an introverted extrovert possible. So it's funny because like even with like family functions, my husband's like, what? Like you're like, what are you doing? Like, because well, nobody else like vapes. Nobody smokes anymore. Most of my in-laws used to smoke, but nobody smokes anymore, and none of them vape. So I just go outside, and so nobody else is sitting outside. So I just sit outside. So I'm by myself, but it's not not necessarily a choice. I mean, they're welcome to come sit there, but I'm typically by myself at most family events. And then people are like, "Where's Teresa?" And it's just like, no, she's just sitting outside. I'm just on my phone. I'll play my game, watch some YouTube, vape. Or I can go to bingo. Going to the local bars and the house parties leads to no good. No good. Not in Canton anyway. But I'm like, I don't even have friends like that. I don't have friends, so I guess I don't have friends like that. I'm an introvert, but not a shy introvert. I'll talk to anyone, can fit in anywhere, but I just don't want to. You're like an extrovert, but a chosen introvert. Like you're making a conscious decision to not do that. Shrita says that's how I am. They need to just be happy I showed up at this point. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, I didn't even have to come. I could have just stayed home and done this alone. But I wanted the food or whatever it was. You see, though, you still smoke? So yeah, see, you'd come outside with me, Kit Kat. Sunflower says, oh my gosh, I'm watching from the bushes, but you're cracking me up. I feel what you're saying for sure. 8 p.m. and an empty nester now. I went back to reading. I used to love to read when I was younger. Obviously, you guys see I have so many books, and most of those I have already read. Not all of them yet, but I went back to like reading like regular books, not true crime books, like just like mystery books and like stuff that like I enjoyed. Like, so at nighttime now, I've given myself a new routine that once everybody goes to bed, I open my book and I read a couple chapters and then I go to bed. I wish we lived closer. I'm sure we'd be laughing about all the same stuff all the time. I cuddle cats, vape, and watch true crime. Aww, I wish I still had my kitty. I got 3 dogs now. One of them thinks she can cuddle, but she's huge. They all have their dog beds under my desk, so they all just hang out down here. People aren't worth it. Yeah, I prefer the pups. I prefer the pups. But they're like constantly at my feet. They don't leave, which also drives my husband crazy. So he's like, he followed me around the other day, like he was the dog, and so he'd wait. Like if I stopped, he stopped. And then if I open the door, because one of my dogs refuses, I'm just like talking about random ass shit now, but one of my dogs like refuses to walk out the door because he's concerned that I'm not actually coming with. So he waits for me to walk out the door and then he'll come out. Because otherwise what happens is he goes outside and then I close the door and now he's outside and I'm inside and can't handle that. And so my husband was like standing at the door like waiting for me to like walk out, and I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Like knock it off. He's like, what? You don't like it? I did see the Dr. Pepper song you posted for me. I'm not going to play it because the last 2 Karen Reed lives, I played somebody's videos who had music in their videos, and they freaking took the video. They copyrighted it. They didn't take it down, but they took they took the ad revenue. So I had to go fight that. And I'm like, I'm not playing anything with freaking music again. Freaking jerks. What's up, unindicted? Lurker. You have a weenie and a Great Dane? Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Kat, you started learning ancient Greek so you could read the old stories that aren't told anymore? For real? That's kind of crazy. I mean, that's talk about a hobby. My Google report barely moves as well. Started showing the life alert commercials. That's fucking sad. It's like, okay, it's time for you. Like the whole, oh no, I've fallen and I can't get up. That's when you're like, all right, this is bullshit. I'm not that old yet. I can still get up. Leave me alone, life alert. I'm not a person. I like the safety of my home. I'm not a people person. I like the safety of my home. People are scary and hurt you. That's true. And they can still do that on the internet because that's why people go crazy on here. It's like weird. Let's all read the same book. You want to do a book club? We could do a book club. I don't know if we'd all agree. Hi, Allie. Hi, Allie. I thought of you because I remember when I started the video of Leila Cavett and you were like, oh man, that case, da 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 da. We were talking about it and then I never finished it. I finally finished it, Allie. Okay, Criminality. I nominate the thriller coming out July 16th, One Big Happy Family by Jamie Day. We could read and discuss on a live. We could do that like a members only book club. We could do that. Right now I'm reading Verity by Colleen Hoover. You guys familiar with that book? That's the one I'm reading right now. It's like a suspenseful, supposed to be kind of romantic, but it's more like weird. It's weird. I'm not into novels, but textbook type information books I love. I have a thing for all of them. I'm weird. I have so much stuff. So I have like the stuff, I like true crime books, and then I have, which is mostly what's out here anyway, but I also have like my study books like on genealogy, and what else do I have over here? Can you guys even see like what they are? Probably not. Allie says, I'm driving but wanted to listen. Yes, I remember that. Yay, so excited to watch. I'll go share now. Thank you, honey. It's only like 24 minutes, so it's good. It's quick information. But I have, what else do I have? I have so much crap up here. But I mean, I like my Socrates books up there. There's like a whole thing of Chris Watts crap, which I had the PDFs for, but I still wanted to buy the books. They're garbage, so most of them are anyway. I have a lot of my textbooks. It is a cool shelf. I love that shelf. I want multiple of them. But I found a chair. And so around the bottom, it's almost like a patio chair, but around the bottom of the chair, it's like a bookshelf. Miss you, Allie. Are you gonna go get pizza? I want pizza. I did true crime for decades, and the only other I read was King and Grisham. The last few years, I've gotten into cozy mystery series. What's a cozy mystery series? What's that one? Sunflower Girl, have you really? You've been following Sin Summerwells too? Aw, thank you. Thank you for joining and being a member. Did I already say thank you for that? Thank you. Yeah, you have Sphinx cats. I know, I want one. I want the new one. Obsessed with Wally Lamb. He taught creative writing in women's prisons. And then their stories are in it. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. It's only been 2 years. You'll be fine. Cozy mystery. What is that? What's cozy mystery? I'm gonna look it up. This is not what this live is supposed to be about. People who on replay are gonna be like, what the fuck happened? I thought we were talking about Leila. I'm gonna do that though. Cozy mystery. Is it like an actual, like that's what it's called? Cozy mysteries. Oh yeah, I guess it is. It's a cozy mystery list. They are fiction that usually have a murder and a common person tries to solve. Usually a girl who ends up falling for the cop. Oh, it's mystery that isn't graphic. I do like the graphic. Sorry. You like zombie and apocalypse type books. That's my sister-in-law. She's reading every apocalypse book. I can't even watch a movie on that kind of stuff. My anxiety would go crazy. Oh, it's a genre. I got you. I'm listening to The Prince of Tides. Yeah, we got derailed. It's okay. We need the action therapy. It's true. Hey, Judge Jessica. Hi, everyone. I'll have to start from the beginning. You don't even have to. You can. We haven't even done anything that we were supposed to do yet. We're a half hour into this live. We haven't even started. But the 24-minute premiere is a separate video, and that's kind of where you need to start. And then you come back here, and then we're gonna be talking about the case, like the naughty type graphic. My favorite is murder mystery romance. That's my favorite. So it's more the graphic of the murder mystery with the romance of the people that kind of fall in love. So this cozy mystery kind of sounds like more it, but I like the more graphic-y type stuff. But the book I'm reading right now, it's like I said, it's called Verity. And the beginning was kind of weird. I mean, it was like immediately like first chapter, like she's walking down the street and like somebody gets hit by a bus or a truck. And I'm like, okay, was that necessary to the book? Like, is that going to come into play later? Because it just seemed not necessary. So graphic like that, I was like, okay, I didn't want to read that right away, but it happened. You can come to where we are. We haven't started. Yeah, that's why. You can just, you don't really need to go. Yes, you would be sitting in your car. Yes, I was, because I smoked and then I vaped, and I would go and I'd sit in the car, because if I was anywhere near where people could see me, little people, then they would be on top of me. So the only space that I had at the time, well, now that he's older, he's much more independent until he needs a bologna sandwich, then he needs me. But yeah, so I'm just like, it's the only place I had of my own. I'm like, I'm just going to go to the car. So I'd go to the car, and that's where I'd hang out. I'd just set the phone up and I'd smoke or vape or whatever I was doing. Ah, the good old days. Hi, Nancy. Well, we haven't even really talked about this too much yet. I was just saying that. So let's get back to it. We'll get back to it. So there's a 24-minute premiere that we just did about an hour ago, and that is where you're going to get the majority of the information anyway. So this is kind of more just like we're talking about it and hanging out. But I'm going to go get the videos that I wanted to show. And we'll get back on track. Sometimes this happens. Why can't I find what I want? Okay, here it is. Don't play yet. I don't want you to play yet. Yeah, no drama. So peaceful. Love it. That's all my guys. It's cool. We just chill and talk, hang out, talk true crime, laugh, laugh at me, laugh at each other, go over the old and the new cases. All right, so this is in the 24-minute video. I talk and show a clip of him. So his name's Shannon DeMar Ryan. He's currently being held and has not gone to trial yet. He's charged with second-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and also child neglect. He was initially charged with federal charges, but they were dropped later. So while he was being investigated, he took off from Florida and went to Texas. And then he kind of drove around and was from Texas up to St. Louis. Hi, babe. What's up? What's going on? What? You do? Where's your daddy? What? You don't know? Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Actually, I'll start playing this. Let me just check on him real quick. What, Don? No way.
What?
Really? All right, I'll have to look into that. So this is the video. I'm going to just play it for right now, and then I'm going to check on my tiny human, and I'll be right back. Let me make sure that you guys can hear it first. Can you hear that? I'll pull up something on Alec Baldwin, too. It doesn't feel good, snappy. But his daddy's here somewhere. You guys hear that okay? I'm going to play it while I check on him. I just want to make sure you can hear it. No here. Okay. Hold on, babe. I'm coming. Give me a second. I don't know if I hit the sound.
What, is he normally there?
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying the day after Lion Gates 9, so I'm
Now?
born, birthing to.
Sound now. Okay, I'm going to play this. I'll be right back.
To existence. Today, I want to talk about Leila Cavett, or Cavett, who she is and what my connection is to her. You know, Leila's missing right now. And I just want to say this. Why is it the only connection that you made between me and Leila Cavett is the one that I posted? You know, I see some people show up on my post and says real ignorant ass shit. Real ignorant ass shit. Yeah. Some of the same individuals that I've been helping for the last 5 or 6 years. Why is it you have a missing girl or a missing woman, and the last person that's seen her, which is me, who talked to the police, you ain't heard nothing about me? The police ain't flashed my name across the newspaper. They haven't put me on TV. They haven't put out a warrant for my arrest. But some of you motherfuckers want to show up on my post and say some of the most ignorant things. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Because you end up making yourself look even more foolish toward the end. We have a missing woman. And I gave the police everything that I know. Everything. But here it is. And this y'all first time hearing of this. Or hearing of my connection to it. Why did I post that? Because I posted the pictures. I put the material up. Because I wanted to draw attention to the fact of what is actually going on. You know, people have begun to say, he's guilty. I'm guilty. Why am I guilty? And let me remind you, I put the information up there. You ain't heard shit about me. I posted it. He's guilty. Why? He has felonies. He did things in the past. Yeah, I did some burglary when I was younger, and I sold drugs when I was younger, and I went to prison too. See, that was the dirt that I grew up out of. That made me the God that I am today. So now, individuals love to try to hold you to a past frequency. You mean I can't change? I can't be transformed? I can't be renewed? Oh, yeah, you can do all those things. Yeah, but then the minute something goes wrong, then you go back and say, this is who the fuck he is. Look at what he used to do. He's a criminal, so he had to have something to do with it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your vote of confidence. Because I'm a black man, right? And I'm a criminal. And I was the last one to see the girl, so automatically, I got something to do with it. Thank you, America. Prove my point. Never mind what I've been doing for the last 6 years of my life since I've been out of prison. Never mind the time, the energy, and the effort that I've dedicated to helping people, healing people. How many of y'all have I talked to personally one-on-one, cried with you? Yeah, he's a criminal. Lock him up. He did it.
So a lot of this is what I put into the pre-recorded video, just the beginning of. Like I was telling you guys there, he does this. I think the total it's 51 minutes and 24 seconds. So I want to get to some of the parts that he's talking about how he met Leila and how he describes Leila from when he met her back in Alabama. So in Alabama, he lived with a woman named Tabitha, and he says that, and he's going to get into it, so I don't want to ruin the story for you, but he essentially says that when he lived with her, that she shows up with Camden and says that she's, her friend left her and she has nowhere to live, and she doesn't even know them, supposedly. It's okay, Dom. I appreciate you anyway. So before I continue to play it really quick, they did. So apparently the judge dismissed all the charges against Alec Baldwin due to Brady violations that the prosecutor obviously did not turn over some evidence, and so she just said, screw it, you're done, dismissed. So it's being talked about, but I'm gonna see if I can find a clip of it, and then I'll play that when we're done talking about this in case anybody is interested. I wasn't really watching that trial. It wasn't intriguing, but legal stuff like that always kind of blows my mind, so I do want to see that. But yeah, he's homeless. He says he's only homeless, and you're going to hear that in his little rant here too. He says he's only homeless because the person who he was staying with and helping him is the lady that's in the hospital. He told the cops the lady was his girlfriend. He tells the public in this video that she's one of his apprentices. Okay, on your own, go watch the whole day because it was spicy as heck. Okay, I will. No, Nicole. Tell somebody type in here and tell Nicole not to go back. We just really started. Tell her not to go back.
But now, you can't hold me to a past frequency. I am who I am standing in front of you. Here we are. And Leila Cavett or Cavett is missing. Well, let me tell you about my connection to Leila Cavett. I said it was about a year ago. It was almost a year ago. It might be a little bit over a year. I'm living in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, me and my apprentice, Tiffany Samuels, and her son, Cavett.
Oh, Tiffany. Tiffany's her name.
We're staying in the 3-bedroom house.
There's another one, Tabitha. Tiffany.
I say it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And there's a thunderstorm, tornado.
Susan, they moved his trial one of the times because his public defender quit. I don't remember the other one.
Tornado, something going on because the weather's real bad. And I'm getting ready to go to sleep, and I say, I got a knock at the door about 2 a.m. Boom, 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 boom. Don't nobody knock on my door. So now Miss Sanders answers the door. She goes outside, and then she comes back. She said, there's some girl standing out on our porch, and with a little baby, and they're wet and they're dirty. And she's saying that her car broke down. I said, okay, babe, I'll go out there and talk to her. So now I go outside and I'm sitting up here and I'm talking to this girl. And here's this girl with these itty bitty shorts on and this little bitty shirt on. And she's covered in dirt and filth. And she's wet. And she's pushing this buggy. And in this buggy is a whole bunch of junk. And it's dirty. And it's filthy. And it's wet. And there's a little baby in the buggy. And here they are. They're walking down a country-ass road in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, pushing a buggy in a thunderstorm, wet, dirty. And she tell me that her car broke down. Girl, you ain't just got out in the car looking like that. She tell me she needs to use my phone. She needs to call. She's from, I think, Jasper. I need to go to Jasper. I'll check you there in the morning if I have to, and I'm going to let you make some phone call. So I go in there, and I talk to Tiffany, and we explain it, or I explain it to her. And then, so we're going to let her spend the night, and we'll just figure this out in the morning because it's too late, you know? So, boom, I let her come in. I give her a spot in my living room. Boom, here you go. You and your son, y'all can go to sleep right here. Y'all need to take a bath, bring some more clothes out, whatever you need to do. So now, when she get up in the morning, her story isn't that her car broke down. Now she's saying, okay, I was living with this girl and we were living in Tennessee and we came back down here. I think they went to Jasper. And as it was coming back through, Leila said she went in the store. And when she came back out, the girl had left her and all her baby stuff just out there in the parking lot. And she had been stranded in Muscle Shoals since. So I said, okay, what about your parents? So we just take you to your parents. She said, no, I can't go there. And I was like, well, why? Basically, what it broke down to, she was like, well, they're dysfunctional. And I don't want to take my son to that dysfunctional environment. And then when it really came down to it.
So you have to remember, this is just his version of events. So it's tough. So anybody who has just popped in, we're discussing the video that I had done. So I just put the link in the comments section. It's 24 minutes long. Go watch that one on warp speed, then come back over here, and we're just talking about the video, and we're going more in depth into who this guy is and what his story is. So it's a super fast video because I didn't want to he goes on multiple YouTube rants, so I wanted to kind of talk about that after. But for the information and the history and who we're talking about, hit the link that I just posted. I'll put it in here one more time so that this is the one that'll tell you all the info that you need to know about what we're talking about. Changing dimensions. And then come back and then you'll know exactly what all this is. So he's saying that at 2 o'clock in the morning, she comes, she's knocking on the door, and she's saying that her car broke down. But then he's like, okay, that's a lie. And so him and this girl that he's living with, who he says is his ex-girlfriend, Tiffany, that they just decide that, they can't just put her and this baby out on the street, so they're going to let them stay there. That's where they're at now.
I'm like, Leila, what's really the problem? Because usually a person can go home. She's like, listen, when I was younger, we were homeschooled, and my mother and my father molested us. Her words, not mine. And I don't know if it's true, because I know I'm dealing with a liar, but I took her on her word. She didn't want her son in that environment. I go online. I said, well, Leila, right here on your profile, it says you got a sister. She worked at Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if she still worked there, but she worked at Dunkin' Donuts. Why can't we take you over there? And she was like, I can't go over there because when I went over there, she made me and my son sleep out on the porch. I said, Leila, your own sister, knowing you homeless, made you sleep on the porch with your 1-year-old son. That's what you want me to believe. She was like, yeah, you know what? I believe it now. After seeing her action, I believe it. See, now, so Tiffany, that next day, took her around to all the homeless shelters in Muscle Shoals. One like 2 or 3 in a couple churches. And she came back. She's like, they don't want her there. They say she's been there. She's disruptive. She's a runner, and she don't want help. They don't want to deal with her no more. And they telling us, the woman told me personally, or told Tiffany personally, that if you deal with her, this is what you're gonna deal with. Cool. People say that they light workers. People say that they help us. People say that they heal us. But now here I am with a woman with a 1-year-old baby. Let's hear about this 1-year-old baby. The baby's 1 year old and he already has rotten teeth in his mouth. And when she got up the next morning, she started feeding this baby cookies and candies and Skittles and honey buns, all the shit that she had been stealing. That's what she want to feed the baby for breakfast. I can see why his teeth is rotten. Leila, here's some breakfast. Here's some food. Here's some vegetables. Feed this to the child. Give this to the child. Oh, he don't want that. Can't. He likes to eat what I eat. This is the mentality that I'm dealing with. Okay. So I tell Leila, I said, Leila, listen, I don't really just want to put you out on the street. I don't want to just put you back out there with this little boy and y'all homeless and you pushing the buggy. I said, I tell you what, you can stay here. I said, you stay here. Let me teach you. I teach you tarot. I train you. I even help you start off your own business if you want. Whatever you want. But so you ain't got to be out here with you and your son pushing these streets trying to find out where you're going next.
He's such a good guy.
Layla
Look at
decided
the
to
hell.
stay. I said about 2 weeks into it, a car pull out in my yard, and I go out there. And it's some woman sitting in the car talking about where Layla at. So I go back and holler, Layla, there's some woman out here. And I don't really let people pull up in my house. Who is it? She said, oh, that's the girl that left me. She came back to get me.
Right, Shannon's copper, right?
How long have you been stranded? I said, okay, Layla, you finna go with her? I mean, I don't want to be a burden. I said, Layla, listen. Woo. It's your choice. You can stay and we can continue to grow because you already see what I'm doing, or you can go with her. Layla decided to stay. And as Layla stayed, I got to observe Layla actions. You know, I got a 1-year-old boy here and he ain't got no teeth in his mouth. I mean, rotten teeth in his mouth. And this girl sits him up in a car chair at the kitchen table, doesn't strut nothing, not even balance right, and he falls out and hit his head. She takes him outside the next day, and we got a concrete porch slab, and she sits him up in the same goddamn seat. And the boy falls and hit his head on the porch. Then, still not learning her lesson, she sits him back up in the chair to where he falls off the porch. Yeah. She loves her
Talking
son.
about her son. Yeah, he's talking about her 1-year-old son having bad teeth, and that she feeds Camden cookies and candy and stuff like that for breakfast and honey buns because that's what she stole from the store. So yeah, he has no problem just saying like what kind of person he thinks she is. So to kind of backtrack just a second here on some of the surveillance footage that they had gotten from that racetrack convenience store in Hollywood. One of the police reports says that she purchased items from the racetrack. Another one of the police reports says that she was seen shoplifting from the racetrack. So some of the things he says may be true, and some of it may just be whatever he wants to say. Camden is absolutely okay. He lives with her family now after a very, very long custody battle with the state of Florida and the state of Alabama for him to be able to go and live with her relatives. And that's where he is now. So yes, he is perfectly fine, happy, healthy little boy. And they post pictures of him and stuff. So someone should tell this guy tank tops like that aren't cool anymore unless he's wearing it ironically or something. He doesn't have much of his own. So when they have him on surveillance at the racetrack, and then again at the Walmart where he's purchasing purchasing the trash bags and the duct tape, the credit card he's using actually belongs to the woman that's in the hospital. It's not he doesn't have his own. He's using her card to pay for all the items that he's purchasing. So and like I said, that one of the police reports says she was shoplifting from the racetrack. The other one says that because they had gone in and out multiple times, they just didn't release all the video to us.
But boy, now I understand why she told me child services was trying to take her child from her. Now I
no idea if that's true.
Got rotten teeth, he's dirty, he's nasty, he's homeless. You dropping him on his head. So now, let's fast forward a little bit. So now Layla wants to help put in some money, and I told her that's unnecessary, but she's used to doing what she do. So she likes to go on dating sites and just meet guys. And then when she meet them, she'll just get in the car with them and go. So I used to say, Layla, just leave your baby here with me if you're going to get in the car with these guys. And she's like, no, I'm just playing them out their money, and that's why I take my son, because I use them as a dick shield. How am I gonna have sex with you and I got my son with me? So I take my son everywhere I'm going. I said, yeah, Layla, but that's dangerous that you get in the car with these guys that you just met online with your child. She's grown and they ain't got no control over that. She's grown. Layla used to walk off and go to the store. It's about a mile to the store. And then when she come back, she'll come back in a car with some guy that she met at the store that just gave her a ride. Layla, that's dangerous. You shouldn't do that. And don't have them pulling up in my motherfucking yard either. Because I don't play that. This is the mentality of an individual that I was dealing with. 2 months. 2 months into Leila's staying with me. She made contact with some friends from Jasper. The first guy came up there, and I was like, okay, Leila, I ain't gonna, because I don't really let people come to my house. All right, Leila, go ahead, let them come over. So the guy come over, they stay outside, they talk. Then she come back and said, one of my friends finna get ready to come pick me up. He's from Jasper, and we getting ready to go, and I'll be back in 2 or 3 days. I said, okay, Leila, I'll see you in 2 or 3 days. So the next guy pull up, and I don't ever even go outside, and she outside talking to him, boom, boom. I'm in my room. I go to sleep. When I get up, Leila's gone. But not only is Leila gone, a lot of my shit is gone. And she stole my cat. My cat disappeared. Mancoon, beautiful cat. Haru. She stole my cat, y'all. And now here it is. She comes back after 2 days. I don't even say nothing. I let her stay in that house for 2 more days before I even address this issue of some of this missing shit. And what I noticed was this girl been sleeping with this cat, playing with this cat every day. Now this cat could have ran away. It's possible. It's possible.
Okay, so an interesting side story about this whole cat situation. He says that she stole his cat that he had, and he doesn't know what she did with it. So after he does this video, her family was very active in like on the social media groups and talking of like what was going on and the search for when they were searching for Leila. And they said that Leila was actually allergic to cats. That one of her friends actually came forward and said that when Leila had come over, she sat down on the couch and was like, "Do you guys have a cat now?" And the woman was like, "No, but the couch we got from a woman who did have a cat." And Leila had such a reaction that she had to go outside. That she couldn't stay in the house because she was having an allergic reaction to the cats. That weren't even in the house. It was just from the couch. So the friends and family immediately were like, okay, we know this guy is absolutely lying because there's no way she would have been around his cat, playing with his cat, sleeping with his cat, or taking his cat. It never would have happened. That's according to her family and friends.
It's possible my cat just ran away, y'all. But now here it is, and I got a Mancoon, and you've been playing with him and sleeping with him and everything. And now for the 2 days that you've been back, you don't even notice he's missing or don't even address the issue or ask, where is he? That's how I know you got my cat. And so now I address the issue with her. I confront her. We argue. And I tell her she got to get the fuck out. I can't have nobody in my house stealing from me. I can't. I'm giving you too much. Ain't nobody giving me no money. Ain't nobody giving me no government support. Here I am taking care of 2 women and 2 children. Ain't not one of them mine.
So, like Jenny just said too, she's like, I think most of what he's saying is possibly true. This is a very big story for him to have just made up. I think there are some things he's saying that are true, and I think there's some things that he is just adding and trying to justify what he already knows he did. That's my opinion, obviously, and you guys all know my opinion is just my opinion. Everybody can have their own. But I think that we know just from her having the baby and moving around and not having the stable home or a place for him to stay. She was fighting with her friends she was staying with, this one friend, before she supposedly knocks on his door at 2 a.m. in the middle of a storm. She says first she says her car broke down. Then she says that the friend just left her and now she has nowhere to go. So is some of this story made up? I think there's probably a very good mixture of that. He probably doesn't even remember the full story, so he fills in certain things. I don't know. But what I can tell you, and definitely in no way, shape, or form am I going to sit here and victim blame Leila at all, but I can tell you that Camden did have some cavities on his front teeth. So when he's talking about that, I mean, I don't know if he had them when he was 1, but he does as he's a little bit older. So was he eating incorrectly? Was she not brushing his teeth? I don't know that, but he sounds like he's saying whatever happened.
Let's talk about it. Since we like workers, since we help people, well, here I am helping people. Here I am. I just took someone homeless off the street, her and her son, and I gave her a place to stay, and she just stole from me. So you know what? I'm gonna put her back out on the street. So now here we are, and she's crying. Oh, I can't know. I don't know. All that other bullshit, lip service. And I'm looking at her son as I'm getting ready to put her out my goddamn back door because she don't deserve to get put out my front. You can go out my back door. And I look at her son. Why did I look at him? because he's crying. This is a little boy I've been taking care of for almost 2 months now. And my heart break. She found that last little piece of heart that I had and she broke it. And I'm like, Leila, come here, because you don't have nowhere to go. So why are you stealing from the only person that offered you a place to go, that offered you a job, that offered to teach you, that offered to give you support, and ain't trying to have sex with you, ain't trying to manipulate you, ain't trying to get in your panties, ask you for nothing. And you want to steal from me. Here we go. I let her stay. But you know what? I got my own plans right now. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I got to get her out of the house because she ain't going to continue to take. See, I understand that she's a thief. I've been a thief. I understand that she steals. I steal, so I ain't gonna pass no judgment on her. I just want you to change like I changed. A motherfucker can change, y'all. You can look at a report or you can look at a person's felonies and say, oh, this is who they are. No, that's what's on paper. I'm in the present.
He's talking about like that he thinks that he can help her. He's gonna teach her his ways, and he's gonna, she's a light person, and like, she can learn, and he can teach, like she's gonna become his apprentice, and then she can even start her own business where okay, so FYI, for anybody who doesn't actually know this guy had like 37,000 followers on his Facebook page. So, I mean, he was out there doing something, trying to teach people this way of his godlike status, if you will. Can he stop moving? No, he moves a ton.
I tried to bring her to the present and not her past. Here we are.
But it also, in hindsight, looking at it, knowing that he leaves the little boy and that Leila obviously still has not been found, he talks about like when he was going to kick her out, that the reason he didn't was because of the baby. Because he looks at the baby. He's like, I shouldn't have looked at the baby, but I did. And I knew I couldn't tell her to leave. Like, why are you stealing from me? So it makes sense that he doesn't actually hurt the baby.
And I decided to manifest Leila a car.
He manifests her
to
car.
help me get you away from him. And so now, I think it took like a week or two. It didn't take much longer. I don't think she stayed with me much longer after that. Maybe it was a month. Maybe it was a month. And we manifested her car. The first time Leila leaves my house, here you go again. Here you go. Second time she leaves my house. In her car. So much stuff turned up this. Oils, herbs, eggs, stones, crystals, about this size. 50, 60 of them. They just gone all of a sudden. Oh, so I'm mad. Oh, we exchanged all kind of texts back and forth. All right, I didn't take your stuff. I know what you're talking about. Leila, come on. Okay, so here it is. And I hexed her. Till you return all my shit. Till you return everything that you took. You're going to remain homeless. And everywhere that you go, people are going to try to take your son from you. That was my hits. Mm-hmm. And now, here it is. Yeah, y'all got to realize I'm all the way thorough and honest. I don't play. So now, here it is. I'd say about 6 or 7, 8 months go by. Me and Leila make contact. And forgiveness is given. And here we are. We on a new journey together. I'm showing up online because here she is and she's still homeless. Living with some man that she just met. That picked her up on the way when she was walking down the street to go to work. So she said, I don't know. Here she is and she's homeless. Okay, Leila. I'll go ahead. Let's go ahead. I'll teach you. So I'm showing up online and
for sure,
I'm teaching her
he would
tarot.
testify.
Continue where we picked up last left off at. We picked up right where we left off at. Because you know what? Leila's a witch. Natural witch. And so powerful. Because I wouldn't pour into her if she wasn't. So I'm giving her everything that she asked for right here for free. I charge $500 a month. And now here it is. And I'm teaching this girl for free that they stole from me. You can't tell me about my motherfucking heart. A couple months go by, me and Leila, we own it, all contact, but we headed in the right direction. And she says, I want it. I'm tired. If you want it, Leila, got it for you. Same thing that I offered you before you left. Still right here for you. I said about another month or two, because I think she's off in Ohio. Go by. And we really ain't talking as much, but we message. We good. Now, this is where I got to kind of shift the focus of this story to Christina Lawson. Christina Lawson is my
Christina Lawson is the woman that he told the cops was his girlfriend that's in the hospital getting dialysis. And now he starts to tell us that she's one of his apprentices. Christina Lawson is the woman that he was using her credit card to purchase all these items, and he was using a phone that was registered to her.
intern. I met her around this time. She had been following me for 3-4 years, and finally we talked. Boom, she joined the mentorship, y'all. So now here we are, and me and Christina, we're meeting up for meetings, and she lives in Hollywood, Florida. And then, during the course of our lessons, she started telling me about herself. She told me that.
Christy, I think probably both, because he does get money. People paid him. Some of these people paid him. And they'll come forward and they talk about it, like on Facebook posts and stuff, that, yeah, he wanted me to meet him here. And so I went there, and this is how much I gave him. And like he says, like this Christina Lawson person, like bought into the mentorship. I don't know. He's got posts on like how much he charges for certain things. So I think it's probably both. He's probably got some people who watch him. Well, we know a ton of people started watching him after Leila disappeared, but I mean, he had a following. It wasn't that people didn't listen to this guy, which is very interesting.
She had a infection that attacked her heart. She ended up having to get a heart transplant.
Oh, Nicole, good to know.
And then when they put the new heart in her, her body rejected the heart. Then on top of that, she has cancer, or caught cancer.
Caught cancer.
And when she began to tell me about all these things, I understood the nature of her problem. I understood some things that the medical doctors, with all their certificates that they got up on that motherfucking wall and all that medicine that they got in their goddamn cabinets, didn't understand. You replaced this woman's physical heart, but the master of the house wasn't consulted. The heart chakra wasn't consulted. Energetically, the heart chakra is rejecting that physical heart and throwing your body into chaos. And you need someone who has attained a certain level of mastery that can take part of his life force and put it into you and fix the problem energetically. Realign your heart and your heart chakra, and the rest of the frequencies will vibe together. So I came down to Hollywood, Florida, because one of my students was sick and having to go to the hospital 2 or 3 times a week. And I began to pour into her holistically and magically transform her life. Boom, boom. You need to do this, we need to do this. Boom, let's go out here to the beach, let's go chill in the sun. Whole 9 yards. Why is this important? Because she was the reason why I was still in Florida. Once I got down there and started healing her, y'all know the mental and the emotional healing always comes before.
Originally, he said she was on dialysis, and then he said she caught cancer, and then, but he had gone down there because she had a heart transplant that was being rejected. So I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I have no idea if any of that is the case. I do know she was in the hospital because in the police reports, they say that they go to confirm that about like the phone and things like that. They go and talk to her and they find out that she is in the hospital. So that's the only part of the story I can validate is true, is that she was at the hospital.
For the spiritual. During this process, Christina ended up getting sick, caught pneumonia. We
Now
had to
pneumonia.
go, and I had to rush her to the hospital. So now here it is, now to rush this woman to the hospital. And they won't even let me go up to see her. Yeah. Corona. And she was laying in the hospital dying. This same woman who I came down here and started pouring energy into and started healing and started training her to be my apprentice because she's finna assist me. Help me take care of my business. Help me schedule. Let me train you how to do tarot. And so now, while she's in the hospital, and now I'm not going to leave Florida. Why am I not going to leave Florida? Or why wouldn't I leave Florida? For 2-3 weeks, I stayed right there in Florida, and I don't even live in Florida, and hung out because I'm waiting for her to get out the hospital. Because she ain't from Florida, and I don't want to leave her stranded. Without no help, no support, or no family. I was it. I'm it. So now, here we go. And now I'm getting ready to go down here to Key West on the beaches and go down here to the Everglades and deal with these alligators. And Christina was the person that was supposed to be helping me, but she can't because she's been in the hospital for 2-3 weeks at this time.
I have no idea why he's going to the Everglades to deal with alligators. Like, I don't know what that has to do with his craft at all. Maybe somebody here knows why, but that's his plan in his business model is that's where he's going. He's going to the Everglades.
I'm back on the phone with Leila Cavett. She said, oh, I had a car, Cavalier something, and I traded it for a truck. I said, you traded your car for a truck? She was like, yeah, it got a couple little problems with it, but yeah. So I'm like, Leila, show me the truck. And she showed me the truck. And I'm like, shit, Leila, I need a truck like that. I need a truck just like that because I'm getting ready to go down here to the Everglades and shit. I don't want to go down here in the car. I said, shit, let me buy that truck from you. I'm not selling my truck. I'm like, Leila, come on, sell me the truck. Now, here's the thing, because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Leila's supposed to be coming down to Florida at this time. She's supposed to be coming down since Christina in the hospital, and she's going to help me till Christina gets out the hospital. So she's going to be the one holding the cameras and helping me. Y'all's like, why are you getting Leila? Because she's a survivor. I'm going out here into the woods, into the Everglades. You don't take nothing but survivors with you. And so now, she says she wants the job. She says she wants to be my apprentice. She says she wants to finish her learning. She says, I'm going to come to Florida. I said, Leila, sell me that truck. Leila said, give me $3,500. Give me $3,500 for the truck. Now, I said, Leila, what's wrong?
Remember in the video, she was selling her car because she said that she needed an SUV or a truck for the new job that she was going to be doing. So it's an interesting twist here on the timing of this. So, because she was working at Dunkin' Donuts, she did not need an SUV or a truck. So part of this seems to be true and part of it seems to be made up, because was she already going down there to work with him on his job in the Everglades? Why she's and she thinks she's going to get paid for that, which is why she wants to get rid of the car and get a truck. But he's saying that when he's talking to her, she's already traded the car for a truck. So, I mean, just days before, she had posted her car on social media to sell for like $2,900. So the timing is very sus. That maybe they had already had this conversation about her going down there to help him, and that's why she gets rid of the car, and her quote unquote new job needs a truck or an SUV.
Wrong with the truck? She's like, well, is something wrong with the gas line and spark plugs? And I said, Leila, I'm not going to give you $3,500 for a truck that don't run. You're going to have to drive that motherfucker to Florida before I even give you anything. So now, under my understanding, I'm going to say this again. Under my understanding, I thought I was the reason she was coming to Florida. So now,
yep,
Leila's going to take $3,500 and stay with me. We got a truck, we got a car, and now I'm going to get her a place for her and her son, and we finna set up business. Now, you might ask yourself, why did this girl drive all the way to Florida to meet some guy? Yeah, because she knew me and I had taken care of her and her son for a number of months. So I showed that I was able to not only support her and her son, but another woman and her son and my motherfucking self. So she knew she was going into good hands. Now, Leila says that she was coming to Florida. And just like I told the police department, when I talked to them in person, it took her 4 days to make an 8-hour trip. And I thought she was playing, and I thought she was hustling me, and I thought she was wasting my goddamn time. Same thing. I said, no, because this is what she do. She lie, and she'll manipulate you, and she'll trick you. And I'm like, oh, damn, why this girl? I'm supposed to be going down here to Key West and then the Everglades, and you wasting my time, Leila. I'm finna go. I ain't got time for this. Oh, this is messages that I showed the police department. 4 days. I'm 5 hours away. Then she go back, no, I'm 8 hours. I'm 6 hours away. No, I'm 2. I showed this to the police.
From my understanding, she left on the 24th and arrived on the 25th. So I don't know where the 4 days comes into play. We don't have all that information yet, but from the way that it's told, she left Georgia on the 24th and then drove down. We know she's seen on the Cracker Barrel on July 24th at Vero Beach, and then on the 25th she's seen on camera at the racetrack convenience store. So the 25th at night is the last video of her going into the racetrack.
I just want y'all to see the inconsistency of what she's telling me. An 8-hour trip took her 4 days. So I don't know what she was doing in Florida during those 4 days. But as I showed the police department, this is what time she showed up to me. And this is where we were standing. And this is where the camera was at when she got here. When she pulled up at Racetrack, which is right a couple lots over from Walmart, we pulled right over there to Walmart. Right over there, where her truck would park at. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's talk about it. And then she got out her truck. Did I get out too? I think I got out. Did we hug? I don't know. She got in the car with me. Boom. And we pulled off, just like I told the police department. We went to Pollo Tropical in Fort Lauderdale. About her and her son, a feast.
So the 24th is when she's seen on camera at the Cracker Barrel up in Vero Beach. The 25th, she drives into the racetrack convenience store with her truck. We don't see it on camera, but in the police reports, they say that she comes back, like when she pulls in with the truck, you can see the silver Lexus in the footage, but we don't see that. And then they drive around, and then essentially he's telling her to like go park the truck in the Walmart parking lot. And then when they come back to the racetrack, now she's wearing the tank top and the shorts, and it's when she gets out of the Lexus and she goes in. So that's the 25th. She's seen on the racetrack surveillance footage multiple times on the 25th. And so the last time is the nighttime when she's wearing the dress and she's carrying Camden. It's at about 10:30 at night on the 25th. That's the last time she's seen.
And then we went right out here to Fort Lauderdale Park Beach.
He'll say something about the trash bags, Mother of Dragons, but that's it. So yeah, I don't think he talks about the bleach. Not that I remember.
And we ate. We ate. We smoked weed. We got high. She went out on the beach. I went to go work out. We stayed out there for a couple of hours. She got in the car. Now, of course, we didn't discuss business and things of that nature. That ain't none of y'all business. Then we went to the Cheesecake Factory to get something to eat. That's also on camera, too. I'm pretty sure they can pull that up, too.
They say they do have footage from a Family Dollar later that evening before that 10:30 racetrack time. And they also have Cheesecake Factory footage. They did not release either of those to the public.
Once we left there, I think we ended up eventually going back towards Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood. Bing. This is the exact same thing that I tell the police officer. Man, I was asleep. We pulled up to the gas station. Boom. When I pull up to the gas station, it's some guys in a car that she talking to. These guys look for me because it's like some motherfucker that she was talking to at the beach, and you just got to know, Leila, she a friendly motherfucker. She don't care nothing about your boundaries. She will tear your boundary down and start a conversation with you, and you're going to talk to her. So this is her energy. This is her frequency. And like I told you, like some guys she was talking to at the beach, but I'm not sure. And like I said, it seemed like she was down here longer than what she was telling me, so I don't know if she know him or not. But when we pulled up to that gas station and I was waking up, she was already in a fucking conversation. And I told them, just pull back up the cameras. Pull back up the cameras, and then you'll see that she's talking to some guys in a black car right at the gas pump. And now me waking up, my ego, because she's having a conversation, and this guy asked her, do you like the party? That was his exact word. Do you like the party? That's what I'm hearing as I wake up. And then I'm like, damn, don't these dudes see me? They can't see me in the car. So I get out the car. It's my ego. And I walk right over there and said, nah. She don't like the party. She good. Right? And they're like, oh, and then they pull out. Now I go back around to her and I was like, what the fuck?
Sleuth, hi. Yeah, I heard Dom came in and told us that they dismissed everything with prejudice. I'm gonna go take a peek at it when I'm done. But I can't, like, and people are like, he dodged a bullet, like legit. And then they said he cried. He cried when she dismissed all the charges due to Brady violations. Yeah, got lucky. And hi, Sleuth.
Look at that. She's like, no, I know them. It's cool. I said, Leila, how the fuck do you know them? You just got to Florida. You don't know them. She's like, yeah, I do know.
So FYI, all the police reports show that when they looked through the footage of the racetrack convenience store, there is no sign of two black men in a black sedan or Leila getting into a vehicle with anybody else. It's not on camera there. Never happened there.
Leila got her and her son and got in the car with those guys. I want y'all to hear me. I'm at racetrack. Walmart is like not even they basically almost right next to each other.
They're in the same part.
This is how I explained to the police officer. So I want y'all to hear me. So now when she get in the car with these guys, and I said, it got to be on camera that I leave racetrack and go right over there to Walmart parking lot. Right there in the truck. Shit. Boom. And I go to sleep under the understanding she'll be back. This is what she do. When I wake up in the morning, she didn't come back. She told me she was gonna sleep in her truck. She didn't sleep in her truck because she never came back. So now I get up in the morning and I'm waiting. And like my whereabouts, first of all, Walmart, cameras, car. And then when I leave Walmart parking lot, I drive to racetrack, again, cameras. And then I sit there all day because they had free Wi-Fi and I wanted to get off my data. So I'm sitting there all motherfucking day long on camera, going in and out of racetrack, talking to the clerks and everybody in the store the whole day. Besides when I went to go get some weed and came back and got high. Yeah. So let's talk about it. And then after Leila didn't come back, I think it come out, I gave her $3,000 for that truck. Yeah, same thing I told the police bar. I gave her $3,000 in cash. The moment she got in the car with me, because that was our understanding. With an understanding that I was gonna give her $500 more when she helped me clean that filthy motherfucking car out or truck. She never came back that day. Or let's just say she took too long to come back, according to my understanding. And I said, you know what? I'll keep that $500 myself and I'll clean this motherfucking truck out myself. While I'm cleaning out the truck, I just want you to understand, yep, I fucked up. See, because she told me she was selling me the truck and I gave her the money. I said, we'll just handle the paperwork when we get back. When we get back, we'll just go ahead and boom. I don't feel like they're going through all your junk and shit that you got in this car. We'll just handle the paperwork when we get back. But when I got to that store, Leila had another plan because Leila got in the car with these guys and I felt like I was played. I'm going to show you why. Because when I kinked out the truck, I want to be very specific about what I said. Leila told me that she had took her Cavalier or her car, this was about 2 months before, and traded it for a truck, almost an even swap, which didn't sound right either. But now, when I go clean out the truck, guess what, y'all? Y'all know what I'm finna say. The paperwork ain't in the truck. There's no title to the truck. I'm getting nervous now. I'm feeling played now. Oh, there's a title in the truck, though. A title to the Cavett that she said she traded for it. And a tag to it. This girl that sold me a stolen truck is my greatest fear right now. I parked that motherfucker right back at Walmart. Right back at Walmart. I got in my car. What did I do for the rest of the day? I think I went.
So he said he's trying to cover the tracks of what he knows is caught on camera. So you hear him talking about the fact that he was going to give her an additional $500 to help him clean out this truck. He'd already given her the $3,000, but now he's going to give her another $500. Well, if you remember from the video, there's surveillance of him driving Leila's truck up to that dumpster at the racetrack convenience store, where he's seen taking items out of the truck and throwing them away. So he's kind of covering his tracks here. But one of the items, there's what appears to be a large, heavy object in a trash bag that he throws away. So he's covering for himself here on why he's got this stuff and why he's taken this truck over to the dumpster and he's starting to clean it out. And then then he realizes, oh crap, wait a minute. There's no title. There's only a title to the other car. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring it back over here. So now he tries to sell the truck for $1,000. Yes, Jess Deb. Yeah. So now he's just trying to get rid of the truck for $1,000 to some other guy.
Back to motherfucking racetrack. And the beach is what I do. As I'm waiting for Christina to get out the goddamn hospital. Now, here it is, the next day. The next day. I think I immediately left racetrack. Yep. On camera. Yeah. I slept in the motherfucking parking lot, which is right next to Walmart. And then I drove over to Walmart. With the understanding, I'm finna go to Key West, y'all. And then I'm finna go down here to the Everglades. And I ain't got time to wait on this girl to come back. Here go day number 2. And she ain't back. The window on the passenger side of her truck was broken and down. So I go over there and I park and I go inside my car and I get a garbage bag and I walk over to the truck and I'm gonna put it on the window because I'm gonna be gone for about a week or 2. So it don't rain in the fucking truck.
See, here you go. So here's now the cover story for why he's got trash bags. So he puts a lot of this stuff in here on trying to cover his ass. But he says he just walks over to his car and gets a trash bag. Well, he actually went into Walmart and bought trash bags.
I get out my car. Yeah, y'all. The story get good now. Yeah. As I get out my car and I'm walking over to the truck. I was like, police everywhere. They jumped out. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, free.
He spent 11 years in prison. He was in prison for 11. He served 11 of his 15 years, and that's by memory. So somebody might have to double check that to make sure I'm right. But I'm almost positive it was 11. He served 11 of his 15 years. But he was in multiple times. He had burglary charges, drug charges, all kinds. I mean, he was in and out of prison.
What's up? Who are you? Do you? I'm like, man, I'm Baldwin. Y'all might can call me Shannon Ryan just so we don't get this identification confused, but I'm Baldwin. Who truck is this? It's mine.
He says his name is Baldwin, which if you guys paid attention in the screenshots from the video, that's how he signs everything. He has his Facebook page, which is Magnetic Kundalini. He has his Shannon Ryan account, and then he signs everything Brauel.
Truck. I just bought it from Leila Cavett. What is there a problem? Well, how do you know her? And we go through this whole shit that I just told y'all. Now, let me break this down. And I keep asking officers, is something wrong? Is that truck stolen? Because see, that's my greatest fear. My greatest fear is I done bought or received stolen fucking property. So I keep asking officers, is the truck stolen? Because I'm telling you who I bought it from. I'm telling you how much I gave them. And I feel like he done played me because the fucking paperwork ain't in the car. So what the fuck can I do with it? She was like, no, the truck's not stolen. I talked to like 4 officers. I ain't even going all that. I talked to like 4 officers right there in the parking lot of Walmart, and all 4 of them questioned me thoroughly. And now when I'm over here, see these 2 women officers, they pull up, or detectives. And I already know 2 women officers, you can kind of feel the vibes. Oh Lord, this. And so now they start asking me questions, but their line of questions is different from the men that was questioning. Their line of questions are more so, what kind of mother was Leila? She's a good mother. You know, if she ever been? No, she would never abandon her son. I can tell you that right fucking now. She loved that boy too much. Might not have been the best mother, but she loved that boy. And so now here it is, and I go to telling them what kind of mother that she is. They're not asking about Leila being missing. They're not asking about none of that shit. They just want to know what type of mother she was, and da-da-da-da. And so I go through all that with them. Now, I said, officer, y'all can search my car. Oh no, we don't need to search. I said, no, y'all can search it. Hey, like shit. Y'all can search it. Y'all got me pulled over here. And I'm telling you that I was the last person to see her.
Okay, so the photo, there's 2 photos that I think I only showed one in the video, but there's 2 photos of the cops searching his car where they have like a bunch of trash bags outside of it. He actually took those photos and he posted them on his social media. That's so like those are the cops searching his car at that time, and he posts them on his Facebook.
Now, here we are, and we standing out here, and the woman police officer, I can't remember her name, y'all, but she knows she was on. This is what makes me feel kind of funny about the whole situation. So now I give the woman my phone. I tell her, you can go through it. Here go me and Leila conversation. Here go every conversation. She said, hey, I need to take pictures of it with my phone. Go ahead. Do you know why Leila? I assume Leila was coming to Florida to see me. No, I don't. But I assume she was coming to see me. Now, here it is.
Right.
And after the woman read my text message, kind of understood the story of me being fucked out of $3,000 in a fucking truck, she says, I want you to write a message for me. I'm like, what you want me to say? She said, have you contacted Leila at all? I said, no, I ain't messaged yet because I know what she do. I figure she'll come back, but no, I ain't messaging her. I want you to message her and say to her, Leila, you fucked me again. I'm tired of this shit. I don't want the truck. You can have it. I'm sticking the keys up under the seat. And you can just come get the truck when you want it. And then the officer told me, we want you to do that because we're hoping she'll come back to the truck. It made sense at the time. We're hoping she'll come back to the truck and think that she can make some extra money by reselling the truck again. So now I'm really starting to get just like, man, this goddamn truck. This truck got to be stolen. It got to be. Now, let me tell y'all something. I don't know nothing about Leila being missing at this time because I don't watch fucking TV. I don't know nothing about no baby being found in Myanmar because I don't watch fucking TV. I don't turn on the news. I don't do none of that shit. So when I'm standing out there, I don't know the baby missing until the officer say, I mean, not the baby missing, Leila's missing, but the baby had been found in Myanmar. And that's why and I'm like, no, Leila would never leave her baby. Now, not only do I have this officer take keys out my hand and put them in the truck, then they said, as I was getting ready to go, I think we'll go ahead and search your truck, your car. All right. While they standing there searching my car, one of my spirit guys said, go ahead and take that picture. Yeah, and take that one right there too. You're gonna need those later. Just chill. And so now they searched my car and they said, okay, you can go. I said, I just want to be clear about one thing. I said, okay, so y'all know I'm not from Florida. They said, yeah. And y'all know I don't live nowhere down here. I be in the car, I be in a hotel room, so I don't live here. So they're like, yeah. And I said, and I just told you I'm getting ready to go down here to Key West, and I'm getting ready to go down here to the Everglades, and you're not gonna be able to contact me or call me like you think you finna. They're like, yeah, we understand. So I'm the last person to see her, and y'all can let me go. They're like, yeah, go ahead, because we don't have
Yeah, he's supposed to be going to Key West and the Everglades, yet he drives to Texas.
no reason to hold you. I got in my car and I rode off. Y'all gotta feel me on this. See? Now, when I ride off, I say, I'm about 20 minutes away from that Walmart. And I'll say that woman police officer called me back. And she said, I need you to come back to Walmart. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, I need to take some more pictures out your phone. I was like, well, I can't come back right now because I got to deal with a client. But I'll meet you there in the morning. She said, you meet me there in the morning? I said, yeah. You want me to pull back up in the same parking lot? She's like, yeah. So when I got off the phone with her, I'm like, y'all, that just doesn't sound right. I said, I just answered all your questions thoroughly, and now you want me to come back so you can take some more pictures on my phone when I just let you take pictures on my phone. And then it was also the fact that you want to meet me But very specifically, you want me to go to Walmart parking lot. You could have met me at the police station. You could have met me anywhere. You want me to go back to this scene for a reason, and I don't understand why. So now I'm talking to Christina later on, and she tells me about the missing baby in Myanmar. And I'm like, oh shit. She's talking about Leila. Now,
Great point.
2 and 2 starting to come together. And I was like, okay. And then now, let's forward. I didn't go back to meet that officer. Why? Christina told me that the Hollywood Police Department came up there to see her and answer questions about me, about where I'm at, where I'm going. I just want to re-emphasize this is a person that's in the fucking hospital, hooked up to tubes and almost dying, and now they're harassing her. Not once, not twice, not 3, not 4 fucking times. So yeah, let's be clear on that. So now they're harassing her. How do you know? Answer the question. Boom, boom, boom. She explains everything clearly. And then the Hollywood Police Department said, well, we need him to come talk to us. And then she says, he talked to y'all yesterday. Y'all let him go. And then they said, no, that wasn't us. That was Myanmar Police Department that detained him. That questioned him. But since they're dealing with the missing child, because the child was found in Myanmar, but the truck was in Hollywood. So we're dealing with the missing girl, Hollywood, and they want to talk to me and they want to ask some additional questions. I ain't got a problem with that. But you know what I got a problem with? I got a problem with how this female officer just tried to trick me to come back to Walmart parking lot so y'all can question me and probably detain me and arrest me. And I ain't trying to go to jail during Corona, and I'm a black man. You know what else I don't like? I don't like how Myanmar Police Department had an illegal stakeout in Hollywood, detained me, searched me, then let me go, but took the keys from the truck from me, put the keys up under the seat, then have me send a text message that looked like I was angry about something, and then want me to come back to the scene after you to put the keys up under the seat to have Hollywood Police Department, who's supposed to be dealing with the fucking truck to begin with and the whole situation, question me. You just made me look guilty as fuck before I come back to talk, because I thought I was talking to Hollywood anyway. I thought that's who I was helping. They never identified themselves as Myanmar Police Department. No. I thought I was fully helping the Hollywood Police Department. That's why I gave them the keys to the truck with my fingerprints on it. That's why I sent the message.
So now he gave them the keys to the truck, but he says before that they took the keys right out of his hands and put them back in the truck.
Right there, timestamp that picture, because I sent that message right there, standing right there with the police department too. In this era of I can't breathe. Y'all say, oh no, you should just go down there. Yeah, a black man that got over 15 fucking felonies. A missing girl, and the black man said he the last person that talked to her. I just felt like they just tried to wrap this case up too quick. And like, yeah, he has.
How does he know he's the last person that talked to her? See, these are the weird things that he says. He tells the cops that he's the last one that saw her, and he tells the cops he's the last one that talked to her. But yet, he says she got out of the car and left with 2 men. Wouldn't he not be the last one that saw her then? Why does he keep admitting that he's the last one that saw her and the last one that talked to her? He'd be like, I'm not the last one that saw her. You need to go find those guys. They're the last ones that talked to her. The last ones that I know saw her.
Something to do with it and just lock them up when I've been nothing but cooperatives from the fucking beginning. But it seemed like they were just trying to make a case. And I ain't the one. Now, do your motherfucking job. Find the girl. Now, here we are. And I also want to say, when that police officer was just questioning me, they didn't make it look like Leila, what's the word I want to use, was missing. They made it more look like she had ran away, just to be honest with you. Now, the police department go up there and see Christina again, and they start asking her for my phone, and she won't give them my phone. Tell them to get a warrant, they want my phone. Then the FBI go up there, and they want the phone too. We just want his phone. We want to look through his phone. This girl is dying in the hospital, and that phone is up.
It's because the phone is registered to her. That's why they're going there.
Only way of contacting or connecting with me and talking to me daily, so I can be her spiritual guidance. And you want her to give up the only way that she got to talk to me. Once I find out the FBI involved, that's exactly what I needed. Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Now, here we are, and they go up there again, harassing her about the phone, talking about, we're gonna just come back with a warrant and we're just gonna take it. And she's crying on the phone with me, y'all. Y'all ain't gotta go through that shit. Y'all ain't gotta see someone down in the hospital, hooked up to tubes and fucking crying, being harassed and worried and stressed. So now here it is. And I tell Christina, I said, give them the motherfucking phone. Ain't nothing on it. I ain't did shit. What do they want to look at? Some weird shit? Give them the fucking phone. Stop making it difficult. Ain't nothing on it because I ain't guilty. Now, here we are. And I call the FBI agent that left his car with Christina, Agent 1. Let's talk about it. Sir, do you have a warrant for my arrest? No. Do you want me to turn myself in? No. Well, what's the problem? Well, usually when someone's missing, we're able to ask additional questions. We're able to ask additional questions, but you don't have a place of residence and you don't have a place. I told them that shit before they let me go. So don't try to make it look like I ran or did.
So they let him go, but that's when they got the video from the apartment complex where they could see him on video pulling in and leaving Camden and then pulling away. And that's when he says he was just there to change his flat tire. But that doesn't happen yet. This video is prior to that conversation with the police. But the reason they asked him to come back was because they now had him on that video. You know what, Idaho Charlie? I don't know if Christina Lawson ended up passing away. I'm not sure. I was wondering that, and I never ended up looking to see.
Disappeared. I told the motherfuckers that exact shit out my mouth, and it's recorded before I left. Because I ain't scared of shit. That's why I told him. I ain't scared of shit. Now, here it is. And he tell me, yeah. And I'm like, okay, do I need to turn myself? He's like, no, there's no reason for you to turn yourself in. I said, well, I'm on my way back to Florida. And I don't want y'all pulling up on me out of nowhere. Jump out, boys. Like I done did something wrong on some fucking criminal. I said, so I'm willing to turn myself in now, or I'll go down to Hollywood Police Department my motherfucking self. Because y'all ain't gonna make me look out like I'm a bad guy.
Remember, these are the text messages that he's having. Some people think those text messages are him through another. He's talking to himself. I don't actually think he is, because he talks a lot for somebody who would be talking to himself. And I think he liked kind of fucking with the FBI and the investigators just to be like, oh no, you got a warrant for my arrest? No? All right, well, too bad. And that's when he starts telling them that he's gonna invoke his right to remain silent.
Why they ain't said nothing about me? Because now here it is, and I tell the agent, I said, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Only reason that I didn't go back when that Hollywood police officer detective was calling me, because I felt like they was full of shit and they had fucked up this investigation. How are you gonna detain a man outside your jurisdiction and then want to re-question me again? And I feel like you're trying to set me up. Why do I feel like you're trying to set me up? Okay, I had 15 years in prison. I got a number of fucking felonies, and I just told you I was the last person to see it. You can just easily just say case closed. Yeah, it is. It's that easy. What about my heart, y'all? What about the work that I do? Is it because I'm black? Is it because I've been to prison? That makes me a criminal? Is it because I'm a witch? Is it because I talk occultism? Is it because I talk about darkness? Yeah, but what about that light that I talk about? What about the healing that I do? Y'all so easy to throw a motherfucker away. Y'all so easy to throw a motherfucker up under the bus and don't know shit. Don't message me about teaching you nothing. Ain't no readings going on from this point on. Healing, no readings going on. I don't appreciate that. You know, same people I help, the same people that try to throw me up on the motherfucking bus and didn't know shit. Here it is, and according to her own family, Leila was on crack. I didn't know Leila was on crack. One of her family members made that goddamn comment to the newspaper. Yeah, we had to run her out the house because she was smoking crack. So this had to happen somewhere within that year we disconnected, because I went and gave $3,000 to a fucking crackhead. that disappeared right after I gave it to her, and we ain't seen her since. And now the FBI investigated me. They think I'm dumb, but I ain't stupid. Yeah, you investigated me, but you ain't investigating me about no missing girl. I know you ain't. Because Hollywood Police Department could have handled that. No. Because when I tried to talk to the police, the FBI agent about the case, he didn't want to hear it. He was like, no, I really don't want to deal with it. I'm going to transfer you to the other department. I just wanted to make contact with you. Man, get the fuck out of here. Really?
And the FBI got
investigated me for something else in that other
Texas.
department, which is probably going to be Hollywood Police Department.
Hey, sniper.
Two separate investigations. And so now what are you investigating me for? Was Leila involved in something? I think so. And now they're trying to make a connection with me to her, but you got my phone. Go through it. Search my whereabouts. Look at where I'm at. Look at where I've been. Look at who I talked to. And then you're going to find out you wasted your motherfucking time when you could have been looking for her. Do I think Leila's missing? Not at first. How can she be missing when she was homeless? All her family members crying, oh, Leila, where were y'all when the girl was on the street? Where were y'all when she ain't had nowhere to go? All these people got, oh, we worried about you, Leila. Oh, we miss you, Leila. Well, why y'all weren't missing her when she was homeless?
He doesn't watch the news. How does he know that her family's saying any of that? Because the family was doing press conferences on the news. How does he know her family's saying any of that?
To go, all you fake ass light workers that want all this goddamn attention. All these people want to put up pages and shit. But we searching for you, Leila. Was you searching for her when she was homeless? Because I tried to give her a fucking job and a place to stay. And try to help feed her son and take care of her son. I tried to build something with them. What the fuck were you doing besides making a fucking post? I don't know who I am. See, y'all follow a page, a timeline. You don't see the work that I do every day. You don't see the energy that I put in. I told y'all everything that I told the police department, and the FBI. And I want to be clear about this. I talked to the FBI agent on, and he told me that he's going to set up a meeting between me and somebody from some department so we can sit down and go down through the peculiars of this case the next day. Appointment, 9 o'clock. They didn't show up that day, and they still ain't showed up. 3 days, they ain't called. I ain't heard from them. Ever since I called the FBI, they have not called me back, period. I'm in Tennessee right now. I'm in Tennessee. Right now. But I'm on my way to Florida. I'm gonna pull right up to that Hollywood Police Department.
That too, Johnny. I don't know what
we trying to find Leila. Let me make sure y'all know everything that I know. And make sure that y'all know that I ain't running from shit. I just wanted to make sure everyone knows what's going on. But to some of you motherfuckers that got on my post saying all that slick shit, all that dark shit, oh, he's dark, oh, he's the coldest, oh, he's been to prison. Bitch, so what? And I'm magical. And I bless and I heal. You know, I'm about done with you light workers because you motherfuckers delusional.
Yeah. They're the delusional ones.
So here we are, y'all. Put some respect on my name. Bar you well.
Bar you well. Bar you well. So this is as he's traveling back to Florida. And then he does another one. So that was on August 9th. And he does another one on the 13th. This one's short.
Family. How's everyone doing tonight? Are my witches tuning in yet? Yeah, I want my witches to tune in. So now here I am. I'm at Fort Lauderdale Park. Get my workout in, about to go take my little night swim, enjoy the frequencies, get me some meditation under the moon. Now at this current time, I see a lot of people just out of nowhere popping up on my timeline. I get it. Don't nobody know who you are, and you want your couple minutes of fame. Or don't nobody know who you are, so now you want to make a Facebook group about Leila, or you want to make a group about me, and now you want some attention because you want to do light work and you want to do the right thing. You don't know shit. Get the fuck out of here.
They
Who are
talking
you
about
again?
Facebook groups being made for Leila.
Excuse me. Who are you again? Because these people, all these people screaming for attention now. He did it. He did it. He did it. Yeah, and I'm looking at you like, okay, people see you now. Thank you. He did it. You don't know shit but what I posted, but he did it. Y'all so retarded. It just amazes me how the educational system of America made so many fucking idiots. Oh, this is just so beautiful. But I just want y'all to know that I'm in a good frequency. See, because you can't fuck with me. When I said I was a mastermind, I didn't stutter and then I back it up. So whoever the FBI think that they got is smarter than me, they can get a whole team together. Because I told you the truth. And if you don't want to accept the truth, that's not my fault. I could give a fuck less. And you can make up whatever fantasy or whatever you think that you know in your mind from whatever you read or whatever you interpreted or whatever you got from the good Lord. I could give a fuck less. I'm right here. And I ain't running from shit. I ain't running from a motherfucking thing. So now if you think I'm guilty, come get me. If anybody think I'm guilty, come fuck with me. But keep my name out your mouth. Put some respect on it. Know who you pronounce it. Know what you pronounce it. Where did you get that name from? Who taught you how to pronounce that? Keep playing with me. You don't know what I know. You only know what I tell you. Let's talk about that. All right. So while some of y'all want to play like you want to get famous or play like you want to play with me, like you're standing toe to toe with me, know what energy you playing with too. Yeah, I said it. Now, with that being said, anybody else feel like I'm guilty? I can give a fuck less. You need evidence that say I'm guilty. Your words don't mean shit. They don't stand up in court. Only truth stands up in court. Yeah, and truth takes eyewitnesses. Mm-hmm. So now I tell the FBI to get all their cameras together that I pointed at, and I told them to look at it so they could verify my innocence. Because my innocence is the only thing that I have to stand on. The only thing I got to do is tell them where my whereabouts were, where I was located. That's all I'm concerned about. You know, at this time, when they came to me interviewing me as if I'm a witness. But now they treated me like a suspect. Oh, you want to go visit people from my past and go knock on my family and say he kidnapped someone or he murdered her or she got to be murdered because he's missing. See, so you treated me like a suspect. So now I'm going to act like a suspect too. I ain't going to act like no witness. So don't come ask me a motherfucking thing. Don't ask me shit. Because you wanted to ask me, when I called the FBI officer, he would have talked to me. He blew me off. He didn't want to talk. He wanted to play these motherfucking games. Okay, then I got some motherfucking games I want to play too. It's called Kiss My Motherfucking Ass.
Oh,
Greetings, family.
nope, went back to the other one. Sorry. Yeah, so that one was the 13th. And then
Greetings, family.
And then the 14th. I'm not gonna play this whole thing because he's essentially like this is what his top, like the typical videos he put out were like. So and then he starts he sits there for a very long time. And then he does some of this.
When you got that ball as bright as you can get it above your head and it is spinning around, I want you to take through your nostrils a deep cleansing breath. And as you're breathing in, I want you to see a beam of light shoot down out that ball. I want it to hit your crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plex, sacral, root chakra, all the way down to your feet. One beam of light.
So he does a lot of that. And then
brighter.
When I want to get to the end, I think this is the right video.
Your attention, all your being on your mental creation and rest there. The subconscious mind will figure out what to do. And then you'll shift from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, and it'll show you how.
I think that's what he's pretending to do, yeah.
And let you feel it being done as you sit in meditation. Within the depths of your own mind, empowering yourself with the frequency that's coming out of your own cup.
He's self-styled, yep.
Keep on playing, y'all gonna be some witches.
Right there.
Thank you, fam.
Says keep on playing and y'all gonna be some witches. So he has a few of these videos, but so this is now when he's back in Florida, and then the cops are getting the federal warrants for his phone and his car, and by the 15th they have him being interviewed and arrested for the federal charges. There's a couple other ones. I don't know if it's actually on YouTube or not, if I have to pull up the article. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's on the article. This is the family went on Dr. Phil pretty close to right away, but that's when they were trying to get Camden. I wanted to find. Let me see. I think I can find it here. Her dad ends up actually talking to him
Well, he
some of
was
this time.
arrested following the disappearance of a young mother in
Let's see if this
South
is the right
Florida.
interview.
Well, tonight, Shannon Ryan faces new charges, including second-degree murder. NBC 6 reporter Amanda Placencia is live in Hollywood with the latest on the investigation. Amanda.
Yes, Jawan, and tonight we spoke with Leila Cavett's father about how his family is handling the latest developments on this investigation now that the Hollywood Police Department has added new charges against Shannon Ryan.
Of course you can say.
You looked at my child and knew what you was going to do to her.
Curtis Cavett had this message for Shannon Ryan.
Stole my child, and you will suffer for what you did.
Ryan was back in court on Wednesday facing new charges in the case of missing mother Leila Cavett.
The court does find probable cause for murder in the second degree. Count 3, tampering with or fabricating physical evidence.
The 39-year-old self-described witch was already behind bars, accused of child neglect as part of the FBI's investigation. This all stemmed from July of 2020 when Leila Cavett disappeared near a Walmart and racetrack gas station in Hollywood. The search started after her son Camden was found wandering alone in Miramar. After over 10 months of ups and downs looking for his daughter, Curtis says these new charges are bringing up raw emotions.
As her father, this is definitely devastating to me. You always want to have hope. You always want to have great news. Unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
But he says they're not done yet on their quest for justice.
We'll be pushing for first-degree murder charges.
According to the latest arrest report, video surveillance from July 27th of last year showed Ryan dragging a large object wrapped in black garbage bags to the racetrack dumpster. Investigators say he was also seen on video throwing away what appeared to be bloody towels around the time that the 21-year-old mother vanished. Last year, the FBI had also been searching a Pompano Beach landfill for any evidence.
Possibly being carried to a dumpster and thrown away like she never meant nothing to this world. She was a great woman, a great little girl.
Curtis went on to say that he's also.
So hold on. So do I know if the red substance they found in the shovels came back as Leila's blood? I don't. I know that they were testing it. I know they asked Tina, which is Leila's mom. They got blood samples from her in order to be able to compare it to see if anything did match Leila. We never heard anything from that, but we do know that the charges were upped to second-degree murder. So if I had to just throw out my assumption is whatever forensics they found from the shovels, from the truck, there was rumors that there was blood found on the seat in the truck, that there was blood found on one of the seats in the Lexus. So my assumption would be that they found some type of evidence, one, to determine that she actually was deceased, because the FBI does tell the family that she is no longer with us. And then the federal charges get dropped and they change it to the second-degree murder and tampering with evidence, which would mean that he was doing something with the evidence. So that's where that kind of, we don't have the details yet because he hasn't gone to trial and they haven't really put out anything more than what I showed you guys. That's it. So now I didn't put this in the video because it's kind of complicated and it's not really as relevant now. But the federal charges were actually dropped in April of 2021. The state initially only charged him with child neglect in April. And so the family was pretty pissed, which you can imagine, because now these charges, these federal charges of lying to investigators and child endangerment are gone, and he's only being charged with child neglect by leaving Camden on the side of the road, essentially. And so the family was up in arms, like, wait, this guy could get out of prison. I mean, he now had a bond. It wasn't as serious of a charge. There was no charges for Leila whatsoever. Then in May, so he couldn't bond out. He could have, but he financially couldn't. And so he ended up staying in jail. And then they added the second-degree tampering with evidence charges. So those actually came almost a month after the federal charges were dropped. So, I mean, could you imagine being the family within that like 3-week time period between that, not knowing if this guy's even going to get in trouble at all? We also don't know what the results of the search at the landfill were. Nobody ever came forward and said anything. So yeah, so the federal charges ended up getting dropped in April of 2021. But so, and like I said, he was supposed to be in trial at the end of last year. It got moved to this summer, and now it's moved again. I can't even find a current trial date, so I don't know what's happening. I was trying to find it when I was making the video, which I started the video because he was supposed to be going to trial at the end of last year, and then it never happened. So we can assume they didn't find her body at the landfill, correct? But we don't know if they did find any evidence. The family was, like I said, very vocal on social media, and they did not say that she was ever found. And like I said, law enforcement never gave an update. It's kind of like once he went to jail, everything kind of died down with the case. It was a big deal for a while, and then it just was gone. So the assumption is that the large, heavy object wrapped in the trash bags was unfortunately Leila's body. And that's why they ended up going and searching the landfill. And they actually took the 2 dumpsters so they could check for any type of evidence in there, which we don't know. So that's kind of where things stand today. Let me just I'll do a quick Google search and see if we have any updates on a trial that maybe I can find now. And there's like 3 or 4 Facebook groups about Leila's case, but they're kind of, I mean, they're not very eventful at this point. Yeah, there's just like nothing. There's just like nothing. Here's his new mugshot. I don't think I put that in the video either. That's the mugshot from when he was charged with second-degree murder. Yeah, sniper. The feds dropped, and then the state is prosecuting. Yep. Since everything, I mean, the feds got involved because he took off to Texas, and I think that they were trying to figure out whether he took her with him. So that's another reason I think that he did put her in the dumpster, because the federal charges and the FBI kind of bounced. They were no longer needed, which means that every crime that was committed was actually committed in the state of Florida. So you have the shovels. We know that there's shovels with red substance. We know that there's towels that had red substance. One of the shovels was, when they were testing them, was presumptive positive for blood, but they at that point did not know what kind of blood. Could have been anything. And we also didn't know even if it was human blood, if it actually belonged to Leila. We don't, with all those things we don't know, and that's why we need a trial, so we can find out what actually, what evidence they actually have. But they still have him on second degree. They don't have him on first. They've never upped the charges. So Susan said, I decided yesterday to disable Facebook, but I kept Messenger. I was going to say something that I may or may not have regretted to real life people, so I disconnected. That's probably a good idea. It sounds like they can even convict without a body if what I assume they have is right. Right. But it just sucks because she's not found, and they're not on first. They don't have him on first degree. So if you guys see an update on a trial date when you're looking, let me know. I mean, of course, this is one that I have that I want to cover. You guys know I keep a running list of all the cases that I have invested time into and care to follow through with the outcome of it. And this is one of them. So KO says, looks like we're getting a new judge. Did something happen in Delphi? All kinds of stuff popping up. Did something happen in Delphi that I missed? I'm looking, but I don't see anything. Joni says, I mean, here a body will just be bits of bone in a couple of months, if not wrapped, buried. Yeah, it's true, sadly. Oh, the Presby now has a Supreme Court case number, which means it was turned over, which is good. It's progress. True, but it would be harder to prove first. Right. So, I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't take a plea, but, you know, he is pretty cocky and just thinks that he's going to, you know, he's been in prison. He's like, I can do this. And he told the FBI, like, I'll go sit whatever jail you pick. If you get a warrant for me, I'll go wait it out. I'm good. I mean, it sucks because he didn't have a home anyway. He doesn't have I don't know if I kept those Facebook posts, but he had essentially posted about his own mother and how he disowned her and how he wanted nothing to do with his family. So he had no ties to his family. He's living out of a car that doesn't belong to him, apparently. It belonged to one of his apprentices. I don't know if I have that one. I was going to look. I don't have a lot of screenshots, so it'd be hard to kind of go through. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now. Is she still has not been found. I don't think that they're probably even looking for her anymore. I think whatever evidence they found will show that she is deceased and that he obviously is the last one that saw her. And that's kind of where it stands. All right, let me find Baldwin real quick, just because I want to see that. It looks like, so with Delphi, they have a Supreme Court case number, which makes sense, and then we'll have a decision. And it shouldn't take too long. From what I'm seeing by like Yellow Jacket and Phoenix that have posted about Delphi, it looks like they take approximately 2 to 7 days, and that's really it to make that decision. So that'll be good. Let me go to Matt's channel. We'll go to towards the end. I'm gonna have to like timestamp this live because
Having
it's
more information, those I'm not going to find that particularly concerning because those rounds had never left. Relevance was Mr. Test.
Let's go through culpability. Our case law generally provides that the refusal to mine on the part of
this matter is you don't like Mr. Baldwin very much, do you?
You know, that is absolutely
why is the special prosecutor on the stand?
I actually really appreciate Mr. Baldwin's movies. I really appreciated.
Hey, DB. Going wild. He's going to shadow walk his way out of prison. Yeah, that's probably what he thinks. There's a few that have taken 10 to 15, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it shouldn't take that long. I have a short clip of the judge dismissing the case on my Twitter. Okay, perfect. Let me go there. More turtle news. Why aren't you popping up right here? You normally do. Where are you, DB? You normally just pop up on my stuff. Let me find you. Shit. Well, shit, now it won't fucking load. I moved it to another screen and it's gone. All right, well, Law and Crime seems to have it. I'll just play that one because that one's up there.
So dismissal with prejudice is a very extreme sanction. And case law is very clear that because it's very extreme, I have to go through every single element and I have to make a very good record as to why I'm seeing what I'm seeing. So in order to establish a Brady violation, the defendant must show that the prosecution suppressed evidence, the evidence was favorable to the accused, and the evidence was material to the defense. So let's go through the elements. Suppression of evidence. The definition of suppression of elements, this is Case versus Hatch, is while the first element requires proof that the prosecution suppressed or withheld the evidence in question, it does not require a finding of bad faith or any other culpable state of mind on the part of the prosecutor. This prong is satisfied. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office and the prosecution failed to disclose the supplemental report to defense and provide defense an opportunity to inspect the rounds collected into evidence that Mr. Teske gave. Is the evidence favorable to the accused?
Alec Baldwin
The
cannot
second
be
Brady element is whether the suppressed evidence was favorable to the accused, either as impeachment or exculpatory evidence.
The problem is I don't know what report she's talking about because I haven't watched anything from today, and I've only popped in on Jay and Bob the other day, so I don't know what report she's talking about. Maybe somebody can fill me in. But apparently there's something that wasn't turned over that should have been, and now all the charges are dismissed with prejudice. So with prejudice is prejudice against the prosecution, against the state, means that you screwed up and now your penalty is that you will not be able to retry this case. Without prejudice is charges are dropped. Without prejudice, the Commonwealth or the prosecution can recharge a case when they have more evidence to support whatever they're doing. So he cannot be recharged. He is now free and done. So I don't know what this report was. The report and body cam, the prosecutor came up to the stand and said, hey, so we just got this body cam during lunch. Let's enter it. What? Did they actually get it during lunch or did they already have it? Because that's different.
This prong is satisfied. The suppressed evidence is favorable to the accused. It is impeachment evidence, has even been offered in this trial as impeachment evidence, and is potentially exculpatory to the defense. Critically, the exculpatory value cannot be analyzed at such a late juncture because of the non-disclosure. Is the evidence material? While post-trial discovery of evidence under Brady requires a reasonable probability that the result of the proceeding would have been different, discovery of evidence during trial requires an evaluation of whether the late tender has impeded the effective use of evidence in such a way that it impacts the fundamental fairness of the proceedings, and that is State versus Huerta Castro. This evidence is material. The late discovery of this evidence during trial has impeded the effective use of evidence in such a way that it has impacted the fundamental fairness of the proceedings. The defense is not in a position to test the state's theory as to the source of the live rounds that killed
Holy
Liz
shit.
Hudson.
She called herself to the stand? That's why she was up there? I'm going to have to go back and watch that. What a disaster. What an idiot.
I'm also going to take a look at Harper, State versus Harper. The assessment of sanctions depends upon the extent of the government's culpability, weighed against the amount of prejudice to the state, quoting Chenard. Let's go through culpability. Our case law generally provides that the refusal to comply with a district court's discovery order only rises to the level of exclusion or dismissal where the state's conduct is especially culpable, such as where evidence is unilaterally withheld by the state in bad faith, or all access to the evidence is precluded by state.
Okay, Post-Punk Mama, you just got here. We have been all over the place today, so I'm going to preface that with this. I'm going to preface this with that. And we're talking about Alec Baldwin now. We just finished talking about Leila Cavett. But we're talking about Alec Baldwin's case because the judge dismissed all the charges with prejudice, meaning that he cannot be recharged again. It was like a scene from A Few Good Men, but more realistic. She's like, I call myself to the stand and I will testify on how there's no way I could have known anything.
State and transients. The state is highly culpable for its failure to provide this discovery to the defendant. The state unilaterally withheld a supplemental report. Santa Fe County Sheriff's Officer made the decision, and apparently also with the prosecutor, as pursuant to Hancock's testimony, that the evidence was of no evidentiary value and failed to connect the evidence to the instant case. The case agent, as well as pursuant to Hancock's testimony, Ms. Morrissey, was aware of the new evidence and yet did not make an effort to disclose it to defense. The state's willful withholding of this information was intentional and deliberate. If this conduct does not rise to the level of bad faith, it certainly comes so near to bad faith as to show signs of scorching. Prejudice. When discovery has been produced late, prejudice does not accrue unless the evidence is material and the disclosure is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial. The court concludes that this conduct is highly prejudicial to the defendant. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and this disclosure during the course of trial is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial. There is no way for the court to right this wrong. Lesser sanctions under Harper. Trial courts possess broad discretionary authority to decide what sanction to impose when a discovery order is violated. State versus Lemire. The sanction of dismissal is the only warranted remedy. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and a mistrial would not be based upon manifest necessity. Further, the sanction of dismissal is warranted in this case. The state has repeatedly made representations to defense and to the court that they were compliant with all their discovery obligations. Despite their repeated representations, they have continued to fail to disclose critical evidence to the defendant. Brady and Harper are satisfied. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted. Court also has power, inherent power. Per State versus Lemire, where discovery violations inject needless delay into the proceedings, courts may impose meaningful sanctions to effectuate their inherent power and promote efficient judicial administration. The state's discovery violation has injected a needless, incurable delay into the instant jury trial. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice. Your motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
Woo!
Now, with respect to the jury, I don't imagine you all want to return on Monday. I will take care of the jury.
Thank you.
We are in recess.
That's it? Wow.
I'm not getting up. I'm going to.
Dismiss him, Judge. Dismiss him. Thank you all for your help. Stay well, okay?
Wow.
Okay, we're in recess. Get on the courtroom.
DD, Susan just wants to hear you talk. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Look at his hair. Mess. Well, it was dumb. This shouldn't even gone to trial. I mean, they'd offered him a plea deal with no jail time, and then she's still trying to charge him. Gosh. Wow. I'm going to have to go back and watch what happened. I think it's a good call. I'm not a fan of him as a person, but that doesn't mean I want to see people I don't like unfairly tried. Yeah, I mean, I don't know him as I could care less. It didn't really interest me, so I'm just like, it didn't make sense that they were even here. I'm like, it's going to get views because he's obviously a movie star, but I don't know. I didn't watch the Hannah Gutierrez one either. I mean, it was her responsibility to, as the armorer, to make sure it was taken care of, and that everything was right. I think that him pulling a trigger on a gun that he didn't even know was loaded, because he pulled the trigger, how does that make him culpable? He's an actor. And then they try to like make it because he was the producer that he should be held responsible. But it's like, okay, well, what about the other producers? Why aren't you charging any of them then? If he's responsible because he's the producer, then that's it. Like, charge them all. But they didn't do that. So I don't know. It just kind of irritated me. And so the outcome was going to be whatever it was going to be. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to go back and watch, because now what does that do for Hannah's case? If this evidence wasn't there then either, what happens? So I like the legal side of things when it comes to this kind of stuff. I like that, but I don't know. The outcome wasn't gonna matter because it wasn't gonna be. I don't know. It wasn't gonna. Because the outcome wasn't unfortunately gonna matter. He wasn't gonna be serving time in prison. Because he owned the part that hired Hannah. But I mean, yeah, see, that's still, then all the other owners are being in. I don't know. I did watch Depp versus Heard, every minute of it. Every minute of it. This trial was only supposed to last like 5 to 8 days. So I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I'm glad that she did that, but it just brings me to like Karen Reed's case. Hey, DB, look, see, there you are, right then. Right under law and crime, where you normally are.
So near to bad faith as to show signs of scorching.
But I do want to go back and see her
The state has
testify. Her
repeatedly
call
made
herself to the
representations to
stand.
defense
What
and
an
to the
idiot.
court that they were compliant with all their discovery obligations. Despite their repeated representations, they have continued to fail to disclose critical evidence to the defendant. Court also has inherent power. Here, where discovery violations inject needless delay into the proceedings, courts may impose meaningful sanctions to effectuate their inherent power and promote efficient judicial administration. The state's discovery violation has injected a needless, incurable delay into the instant jury trial. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice. Your motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
Yeah, there you have it. Now we'll have to replay Bob and Jay because they were probably going off. Oh, I know, yeah. Her testimony is a study in narcissism. It's so bad. I'm sure people would find it entertaining. I have to go to the grocery store before I have to pick up a kid from gymnastics. Otherwise, I would just set up another live and we could just watch it. But I don't think that will work out for my timeliness. Plus, I feel like I've detracted from Leila's case so much during this live that I almost feel kind of bad. Almost. But sometimes shit happens while you're live, and that's what it is. So I will go back and watch it. Like I said, just for the legal side of things, because I think it's just so intriguing. But I will watch it with Bob and Jay and see what they had to say. Jay's probably like, holy shit. Wonder what trial he's going to air then. What trial are they going to do? Hi, R&M. If this conduct does not rise to the level of bad faith, it certainly comes so near to bad faith to show signs of scorching. But then there's some rule thing that actors are supposed to use gun props as if they're loaded or something. So I'm like, I don't even know all the details to it. I really don't. I never. And I was never overly intrigued with it. Oh my God, I thought that was Kevin Bacon and not Stephen Baldwin. No, that's Stephen Baldwin. He looks so old though. He's come a long way since his Biodome days. All right, you guys, I am gonna go. Thank you guys. If you guys missed the premiere, I'll put it in here again. This was it's a 24-minute video on Leila Cavett. Please like it, share it, watch it. I don't think that her case deserves to be forgotten. So, but I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys that stuck with for the almost 3 hours where we did go off on tangents and talk about all kinds of stuff. So go enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'm probably going to do, I'm thinking I might do a live tomorrow because the Commonwealth did file a response in the Karen Reed case, and I'd like to cover that. So I might do it tomorrow. Don't hold me to it if I don't make it. Just depends on how little man's doing. But like I said, thank you guys for being here. I know you guys always have thousands of other places that you could be and you could spend your time, but yet you choose to spend it with me. And I appreciate you guys caring about a case that it isn't new, it isn't in the headlines, but it's important. So I'll talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow.
Do you dare to follow me down? Head into the unknown. Down the rabbit hole. Where it stops, no one knows. We're going head into the unknown.